Hello, beautiful internet family. My name is Dan Davis, and I'm the creative director here at danstube.tv. And today I've got a review on the Bluetti EB3A. This is a portable power station. So that means that you can pretty much charge anything you want while you're out in the field. This is perfect for people who are really into adventuring, camping, traveling, whatever it may be that you do where you need an extra power source, but you may struggle to find it. This guy here is going to save your life, and it's got a bunch of different ways to charge all different devices, and it's also pretty easy to charge itself. On top of that, it's got a wireless charging section at the top here, so you can just put your phone on and it will wirelessly charge your device, and then you can plug in a multitude of other devices. You can charge your drone batteries, and it's not even going to struggle with everything you throw at it. At the time of me doing this review, the Bluetti EB3A is $499. So I will have a link in the description below to check it out. It's a big saving right now. I don't know how long this is going to stay around for, so make sure you grab it while it's on special. But honestly, it's one of those things where you need to think to yourself, the kind of situations you're going to be in where this is actually going to be amazingly helpful. And there are a bunch of different scenarios where this could actually be one of those things that you need to have with you in the car at all times. So firstly, it's extremely portable, very easy to pick up. Yes, it is relatively heavy considering it's a little box, but that's because there's so much crammed in here. But it's got a convenient handle, which is a little bit creaky. I've been taking it out and about, exploring different areas. And this has saved me in a bunch of different scenarios. It's really handy if you're wanting to go to different locations and maybe you want to fly your drone. You've only got the one battery, the other batteries are on back order, or maybe you've got multiple drones, but you only charge the one drone and you still want to take the other drone with you. You can literally just plug in your drone and charge it while you're driving. It's super easy. You can just have it in the back. It boots up, it tells you what the output is, tells you roughly how much battery's left in the device itself, depending on how many different things you've got plugged in. But you can charge it through so many different outlets, which is where it becomes super handy, because I know with the Mini 3 Pro and Mini 3, for example, the little charging station, the little charging hub that you get, you can just plug that into USB-C and then straight into USB. So there is a USB spot here, nice and easy, 3A USB. It's a USB-A 5V DC, and it's a 3A port. There's two of them, and then you also have a USB-C 100-watt port as well. So super handy if you need to charge things as well. If you've got USB-C to USB-C, plug your phone in, for example, pretty easy. Plug in other devices, GoPros. This thing's just crazy. I've put it through so many different tests, and you can see in my little video, I've got multiple things plugged in all at the same time, wireless charging on top, and it doesn't even kind of batter an eyelid. It just keeps going. You can just keep putting devices in, charging, and it's wild. That was even just on the eco mode. Just on the standard mode, there's other modes as well that you can enable through the application, which as we look through the app, it actually shows you the flow of power. It shows you a few different settings that you can play around with as well. And you've got some more control in the app, which is nice and handy. But just on the device itself, you don't even really need the app in most situations. You've literally got it sectioned off in 3 different sections, and there's a power button for each section. So for example, with the light, that's got its own separate power button. I can press it once, press it again to get brighter, and then press it for the strobe. Press again and it will power down. And then I've got a different power supply for this section, different one for this section here, and that kind of controls those two depending on if you have this one plugged in as well. So super easy, and crazy how many options you have here. So regardless if it's a small blender that you're trying to power, mini rice cooker, or even a small refrigerator, the EB3A can pretty much do it all. It's pretty powerful overall. You don't want to be powering large things like a massive fridge. But it can charge a little mini fridge if you're camping, a little rice cooker if you want to take that with you camping or exploring, traveling, whatever it may be. And it's basically got a 600-watt AC pure sine wave inverter. So that's 1200 watt surge and an impressive 268 watt hour capacity. So in terms of charging this guy up, it's actually really easy. I thought that you wouldn't have as much kind of control and freedom and add-ons that you can do here, but it gives you a lot of different options. So you can just charge it through the basic wall socket. You can also get a solar panel as well, which you can get like an add-on through their website, which is really cool. Again, if you are camping, if you are traveling, maybe you've got like a little van, you're traveling around a country in, this is going to be handy because you can get the solar panels. So then when you're set up somewhere, you can charge this device without like draining your generator if you have one of those with you, or even draining like the car battery or whatever else it may be. You can also power the unit or charge the unit through like a car cigarette lighter, as well as a generator and a few other different ways as well. So pretty easy to charge the unit, and the basic one, which is just the wall socket, works great, charges nice and quickly, and I find that it definitely holds the battery life. There's no major discharging, anything like that. I've left it in storage for a little bit, brought it back, and it's still at 100%, and it just charges straight away. You don't have to worry about any sort of glitching or anything, or anything weird like that, because it really is like a solid product. Is built really well, and you can see that they've put a lot of love and energy into it. The other thing is that because of its size as well, like I find that the shape of it is just such a conventional shape, so it's nice and easy to pack. Like again, if you're camping, you're traveling, like it's pretty easy just to slot into the back of a tray or into your bag or whatever it may be, or just carry it with you. You know, it's just a relatively easy carry on, and it's crazy durable. Like this thing does weigh a fair bit when you're holding it up. It's starting to hurt my arm a bit, but that's because it is so powerful. But in terms of like the durability of this thing, like it's built really well. You can just feel the quality here, and if it does get knocked around, if it does get bumped, it's not going to be an issue. There are 8 different outlets to use, which I'll go through in a second, but in terms of like when it's charging your devices, I know that I've tested a bunch of different power banks. I know this is a power station, so it's different, but power banks, I find sometimes the charging isn't 100% reliable every time. I find sometimes the trickle charging is a bit weird, or it just doesn't hold charge very well, or if you're using the device, sometimes it doesn't charge up, it just kind of stays at the same point, or even sometimes loses battery. But I found with this guy, like because the charging it's powerful, it's got fast charging, but it's also consistent and reliable, I found that it was able to continue charging even if I was using my phone, or even if something was in use while you were charging it at the same time. It seemed to hold charge nicely, and the charging quality was consistent and reliable every time. In terms of the outlets that you have available to you, there are a bunch that I'll be showing you on the screen right now, but you have classic AC and DC output, you have 100 watt type C car socket, and then you also have wireless charging as well. But there's a bunch of different options on there that you can see. And if we read through some of the like specs or some of the kind of details that they've given us on their website, they reckon that it can charge a drone 4.5 times, charge a fan or keep a fan running for 11 hours. A laptop can be charged 3.5 times, iPhone 12, 25 times, and even like a mini fridge for 3.6 hours. So again, like if you have the solar panel connection piece, and you are running something like a fridge, you can just keep the solar panels out to continue charging everything, or you know, whatever it may be that you're doing. You can basically charge the device nice and quickly to then get back to charging whatever product, accessory, or like whatever it is that you're using when you are out and about with something like this. In terms of the safety on this unit, it is a really safe, reliable unit that does everything you would expect it to, depending on obviously the workload that it's got. But like when I'm charging a phone, for example, just one phone, you can see the output's not crazy high, and the unit itself is really quiet. You don't even hear it. The screen will turn off after a little while. You kind of forget that it's there. But if you're charging multiple things like a drone, a controller, whatever else, you will hear it kick in a little bit. You'll hear the fan kind of kick in, and that will cool down the unit. But the unit itself never actually gets hot. Like I've just fully used it and basically drained it out on all different devices to see, and it never really gets hot to the touch. The fan just keeps the hot air moving out, and it just kicks in and then doesn't when it doesn't need it. So once it gets to the end of its charging cycle, then the fan might quieten down a bit, because obviously they're not pumping out as much output, so it's not generating as much heat. But I do find that it's very efficient with its like battery management, and also like its kind of cooling down process as well. So in terms of the battery technology, it is using a LiFePO4 or LiFePO4, don't know how you pronounce that, but that will pop up on the screen right now. That's the battery technology they're using, and it does have a battery management system, so it knows when it's like, if it's getting close to overloading, or if there's like low temperature, low voltage, short circuiting, anything like that, or if the temperature goes over or there's an overcurrent. It is very smart, and that battery management system definitely manages, as the name suggests, everything really well. So it's safe in all scenarios. Like I said, I've put it through a bunch of different tests, and it's great. So this battery technology is a lot more stable and reliable compared to like lithium ion cells. So it does have an advantage. It has like remarkable thermal and chemical stability. So you do get better performance and longer life cycle. So they do say that you get like 2,500 cycles to 80% of the actual battery capacity, while the battery management system is at all times monitoring and protecting your device from every potential risk. So that's what I was saying before, regardless of what you throw at it, regardless of what's going on in the environment, it does have a lot of fail safes to make sure that you don't damage the battery or like the cells inside of it or whatever it may be. So it's really good knowing that it's reliable and that you can't almost screw it up. Like, it's almost idiot proof in that way. So overall, this power station from Bluetti, the EB3A, is something that I've wanted for a long time, but I was kind of waiting for something a bit more reliable, consistent, something that I could trust. And it's cool to see that there's something like this, something that's not too big, like it's, a decent size. Like I said, nice and easy to transport, isn't overly complicated, like super easy to use. Like I said, almost idiot proof, and so many different charging options and available ports. Like, even if you're with a few different people and other people's phones need charging, like you just put one on top here on this, wireless charging kind of station on top, plug in your phone, and you're charging two devices at once. And then maybe someone else wants to plug in like to a main outlet or charge their like little mini fridge while you're having a few drinks. Like, this guy can pretty much handle anything. You don't have to worry about pulling out an extension cable. Like, it doesn't just have to be for camping. It could just be something, for your traveling as well. But also when you're just going out with your drone or you're just hanging out with friends, like, it's handy to have with you because it does give you some extra juice at all moments, nice and easy to use. And as long as you got the cables to plug it in and charge it up, you're going to be safe and steady, stable, reliable, whatever you want to call it, at all moments of the day. Thank you again so much for watching this video. If you are in the market for a power station, you want some extra juice while you're doing something fun, exploring, definitely let us know what you're up to in the comments below. Love hearing from all the viewers in the comments, but definitely let us know if this is something that you're interested in. Maybe you've got one yourself, so definitely let the audience know what your experiences have been like. But so far for me, I've tested it in all different environments and it's great. It does the job, does exactly what you want it to do, and it's got enough charge for reliably to handle a few different people and to handle all different needs. So definitely check it out if you're in the market for something like that. Link will be below, but I will chat to you all in the next video. Thank you so much for all the amazing support, and peace out.